Hello, and welcome to a special episode of Bored and Annoyed. I'm Jackson.
And I'm home at the movies.
And it's the end of 2018. And we were kind of thinking, the normal award stuff, we can do that too. Best of, worst of, that kind of shit. Best actor, actress, whatever.
Right.
But that it'd be kind of fun to just talk about random stuff in movies that we liked.
Yes.
Villains, heroes, ensembles, surprising films. That sort of thing. So
these are
that's
our
what these
random awards.
Yes, there you go. And just in full disclosure, we don't know what to call this.
No.
So, you'll be as surprised as us.
Maybe you guys can come up with a title for it. Bored and Annoyed.
There's one thing we didn't put in here that I feel like we need to tackle.
What's that?
What's the best scene of the year?
Oh, true. Come on. There is no possible way that I can come up with the best scene.
I've got it.
And it's going to be fucking something from Hereditary.
No,
isn't it? Okay.
No, it's the motorcycle chase in Mission Impossible.
I would disagree. But see, this is why you'd need a broader thing. You'd need like best
action, best horror, best... okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there were scenes that I enjoyed a hell of a lot more than that.
I don't know. That was pretty fucking awesome.
Oh, you're talking about the entire damn thing. Going through the whole city, right?
The whole city. Although you could just say my top 5 scenes are the bathroom fight, I
loved the bathroom fight.
The bathroom fight.
See, that would be my favorite scene from that movie, actually. But I'm a fight scene guy.
It was a good one.
It was a really good one.
Let's off topic. What do we want to start with here?
Let's start with the best villain. I'm using my announcer voice. Best villain.
So I'm gonna go with Hugo Weaving in Mortal Engines.
That's a good. Yep. Hilarious.
Really deep villain.
Yeah.
He had a lot going on with his character.
I don't know if you guys can understand. That is sarcasm. That is bait. That's meant to piss me off.
What do you mean?
Do you want me to go through some of my nominees for this?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we got Claw, Andy Serkis.
Okay.
From Black Panther.
I liked him.
He was fun as fuck.
I liked him.
Killmonger, also from Black Panther.
Also liked him.
The Dragos from Creed 2.
That's an interesting one. Because I was kind of rooting for them. They weren't really villains to me.
Exactly. They were sympathetic as hell.
Yes.
And you kind of liked both of them, but they were intimidating also.
Right.
They were quite scary. Chris Hemsworth from Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, that's a random one. I liked him a lot.
He came out of nowhere. He was actually one of my favorite things about the movie. So, I figured the boyfriend from Roma. What a fucking monster he was.
He is a villain, isn't he?
He does karate.
I suppose the dad in that is a villain too, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, think about how sexist that movie is.
It is.
Who's a good guy in that movie? Not a one. Not a one.
The doctor?
He was about as cold as I've ever seen a doctor be.
The OBGYN?
Yeah, there's a big no.
You're right. That is a very anti-male movie.
It is.
I didn't think about that. Probably got it an extra 5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. The preacher from Mandy.
Yeah. Oh, he was great.
He was scary. He was
God,
scary.
I wasn't thinking about him, but yes.
He was scary.
He was all over the place, wacky, fun to watch. Oh God.
Thing that knocks him down a peg, I had to see his penis.
That gave him extra bonus points.
Well, that lets you know what Jackson prefers. Melissa McCarthy from Happy Time Murders.
She's a villain?
She's a villain. Look what she did to us.
Oh, yeah, she made that movie.
She was the reason that movie happened.
Oh, God.
Thanks, Melissa.
It was terrible.
And Thanos. Can't do this without Thanos.
Yeah, you just named all those people, and really, I took about 2 seconds to think about this because Thanos is the winner.
It's Thanos.
There's consensus here.
Yes.
On Thanos. I did want to give a shout out to Phoenix Buchanan from Paddington 2.
Yeah, he
fun villain.
Yeah, I made my list before I watched Paddington 2, so yeah, I actually think he could be on the list.
Yeah, he's good.
He's fun. He's a different kind of villain though. He's fun. He's not
very. He's
a children's villain, so therefore he's almost in a separate category.
And Hugh Grant just took it with he just knocks it out of the park far as playing that kids villain role.
Yeah.
He probably had the most fun out of anyone in the fucking movie.
I really enjoyed his performance. Holy shit, has he aged though?
Oh yeah. Well, and it's funny because I know there's interviews with him where like when they offered the part to him, he was kind of like, "Oh, you just want me to play myself?"
Yeah.
Like the washed up British actor.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. But Thanos,
yes.
sympathetic, intimidating.
He immediately by the halfway point of the movie, he was my favorite Marvel villain that they've had. He's that fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I thought he was just like Mr. like Eater of Worlds, fucking all evil kind of guy, but he's got his motivation.
Yep.
There's a scene involving him. That might be on the best scenes list. Him throwing his daughter off the fucking.
That was one of the better scenes in that movie, even.
Of the year. I was like blown away by that scene.
Yeah.
So. He sheds a tear. Oh,
he sheds.
Good.
He's really good. And the motion capture on that character was just really great.
Yep.
Best hero. I'm just going to do that for everyone. Best hero.
I think my first thought was to put Thanos here too, because he's saving the universe from. I mean, what a guy.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, he sacrificed his own kin to help us all. Well, half of us.
Yeah.
But no, I can't do that. I struggled with this one because my first instinct was that as a joke.
Yeah.
And then I thought of the Upgrade guy, but he's not really a hero.
He's not. You want to hear my,
sure.
I've got nominees.
Let's hear them. This one was tough for me.
This one was really tough for me. I actually don't have an answer, so we can talk this through. Adonis Creed. I thought he was a pretty good hero. I thought he went through pretty good struggles. Miles Morales.
Yeah, he was good.
John Krasinski in A Quiet Place.
Yeah, he has a heroic moment for sure.
He has maybe the most heroic moment of the year, I would say.
What about the little Asian boy in Isle of Dogs?
Oh,
I don't even know his name, but yeah, he was good.
Let's see. Just going to throw it out there because Black Panther.
Okay,
was a great hero.
Now that was another thing. I was trying to kind of avoid those because they're so obvious.
Right, they're so obvious.
They literally are heroes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly. That was my problem. Was like there's either like a literal hero or a figurative hero. So like there's like a hero would be like the main star in 8th grade.
Sure,
she could be a hero, but. Let's see what else.
I would put Alpha the dog on this list.
That's a good one too. Jeff Bridges in Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh God, he was so good.
He was really good. Cassius Clay from Sorry to Bother You, the main character.
Yes.
Did not start out as a hero. I liked his arc.
No, that movie is really good.
Yes.
Everybody should see that.
And Mary Poppins.
Come on.
Saves a family. Saves the inner child in all of us.
Almost. Yeah, it was, I mean.
Oh, you're just a curmudgeon.
I didn't know. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
Eventually, someday. But yeah, it was good.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm weak on hero. I would say Alpha or, just because I don't want to be.
Right.
I guess Natalie Portman's character in Annihilation, but again, not really. Like a lot of these movies, like, the protagonist doesn't end up the hero.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say Natalie Portman ends up almost, I don't even think she becomes much of a hero because she comes back and, I mean, spoilers. I should say that right now. It's like spoilers for basically like every movie we're going to discuss. So hope that you saw a lot of movies this year. But she ends up coming back and she's like possessed by the thingy.
Right.
So she's not really a hero.
But she was like kind of a hero during it. I mean, she's kind of the strong character who wants to go in. I don't know.
I would say the two that I'm bouncing between are probably John Krasinski or Miles Morales.
John Krasinski was heroic.
He was. So I'd probably make it him. Miles really, I liked his arc a lot, and he is technically a hero. He's a hero by definition.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think I might go with John Krasinski.
All right. I'm going to go with Thanos. I'm going to stick with Thanos, hero.
There it is. Best ensemble.
This one was tough for me. as far as movies, but we're done. We discussed this. TV shows can be included in this,
Right, yeah.
And I'm gonna go with The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah.
Mainly the adult versions of the characters.
Okay.
But they're all good.
Okay.
But yeah, there was just a lot going on there. They played off each other really well. I felt like they were a family as I was watching it.
Yep. Every main like adult character really nailed it.
Yes.
Except for the only one that
the dad.
the older dad, I felt like was the weakest link in the cast, like by a mile. So,
well, and see, I don't even want to blame him. I just think that was a poor decision to have it be two actors.
Yes.
It just didn't make sense to me.
Yes.
My movie was and what constitutes an ensemble? Let me ask you that. How many actors have to be in an ensemble?
I don't know. I mean, that's actually kind of a decent question. I guess it's like you sort of know it when you see it. Like Ocean's 8 is an ensemble movie. I'd say Hotel Artemis is probably an ensemble.
That's an ensemble. Yeah, I would agree. What's your ensemble? Let's just start with that.
I've got for my ensemble like nominees, it was Hotel Artemis, Bad Times at the El Royale, Haunting of Hill House, and Infinity War.
Okay.
And my one is Infinity War.
Okay.
I think it is the definition of an ensemble movie.
They should just call it Avengers Ensemble.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the phrase is Avengers Assemble. But yeah, I mean, it's the biggest ensemble. It balances the characters the most out of like any ensemble movie. Well, I shouldn't say that. It balances the characters extremely well, given how many there are.
Right. But it has less work to do as far as
it has less heavy lifting.
Because like Bad Times at El Royale, you don't know dick about any of these people.
You have to establish all of them and give all of them arcs.
And connect them in interesting ways.
Yeah. Now, some of that applies here. You have to connect the characters in interesting ways. In this movie, you have to give them arcs, but none of them you really have to set up. The only one you have to set up is Thanos and his minions.
And he's detached from the ensemble for the most part.
For the most part, yes.
But no, I would agree. It's a great ensemble movie. I would say American Animals would be in my ensemble.
Who's in that movie?
Oh, God. It's the kid from... It's the kid from X-Men Days of Future Past who plays Quicksilver.
Oh, right.
The kid from A Killing of a Sacred Deer is in it.
Bunch of kids.
A bunch of kids, and they're all fucking good.
Get off my lawn, you bunch of kids.
But yeah, the main four, Evan Peters, he's the American Horror Story / there's Barry Coogan. I don't think I'm saying that right. He's the kid who was in Killing of a Sacred Deer. Blake Jenner is in it. I believe he was at one point married to the Supergirl actress.
Oh,
he was in like Glee and
Benoist?
shit. Yeah. And then, so I don't like him for that reason. Yeah. And then the fourth kid was Jared Abrahamson. But yeah, they all play really well off of each other. It's funny.
Gotcha.
Their scenes are funny. The main two would be Evan Peters and Barry Coogan, whatever the fuck his name is.
Right.
But I struggled because I want to put Hereditary in there, but I don't think that family it doesn't quite fit ensemble to me.
No, because the dad isn't given enough screen time, I feel.
Yeah, but he's got an important role. He has an important role playing off of the other characters.
But I think it's one of those things where you, in an ensemble, you really get a good feel for all of the characters, and there is a clear star in that movie.
Yes, that's true. That is very true.
And that brings it, I think, away from an ensemble.
Well, honestly, we didn't talk, but the Jumanji kid in that is great too. And the little girl, spoilers, she's not around very long.
She isn't.
But I did like that solid family.
Yeah.
So
all the acting in that is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking before the podcast. You were like, I don't think you'll be able to sway me on my pick.
No.
And
no, you didn't.
And so I started thinking of counters to Haunting of Hill House.
Okay.
Which is, I think all the adult actors for the kids are great, but I think the kid actors, some of them are actually quite poor.
they're fine.
But they are part of the ensemble, so that knocks it down a peg for me.
No. That's two separate ensembles. Oh, okay. Literally, there's the ensemble.
Look at him making asterisks
The only
for his
bridge
movies.
between two people in that movie is Carla Gugino or whatever her name is.
Yes.
Otherwise, you have your separate ensemble casts that are playing in different time periods.
Yeah.
Although you do have that scene at the funeral home where they all
all merge. It's the bridge between two people. But yeah, that was sort of my knock again, and the older father.
That's a reach, though. I mean, you have to admit it's a great ensemble cast.
It is. Yeah. Right. Well, and it's sort of like, I'm admitting it's good, but I'm saying what brings Infinity War above it for me.
Well, and I guess my argument would be what I already said, which is, I mean, Infinity War is a great ensemble, but all those characters were built previously in their own properties, which makes it less impressive. But it also makes it more impressive in another way.
Because there are so many of them.
Because that's difficult to do for whoever's writing it.
Because it'd be like taking A Haunting of a Hill House, Stranger Things, and like Dark, and putting them all in a 2-hour movie together.
Can we do that?
That would be amazing, by the way. I can't believe I just came up with that.
I want that to happen. But it's kind of like Hill House because you've got like your ensemble with the Guardians and Thor.
Yes, yeah.
Then you have your other ensemble of characters doing shit over here.
It's actually a very good point because they partition everybody off into their own.
Which was smart.
Yes, it's smart on both the movie's part and the show's part. But yeah, I mean I think that might be our biggest disagreement. We'll see. Most surprise. Sorry, I have to use my epic voice. Most surprising film.
You are really doing the MTV Movie Awards.
Yeah.
American Animals for me.
Oh, okay.
Because that was just like a random movie I decided to go see.
This movie is just like blowing me away with how much it's getting love from you.
It's really fucking good.
Okay. I haven't seen it, so yeah.
You gotta see it. It's good, man.
I will check it out.
It's the best heist movie of the year.
I had to make a list for every single one of these.
But I want to say Alpha, too, was really surprising.
My list was Alpha, Overlord, Searching, and Incredibles 2.
Okay. Incredibles 2? You weren't expecting much from that, or what?
I mean, did you see Cars 2?
Oh, yeah.
I was afraid of that because I thought that maybe Toy Story was the exception to the rule for Pixar and that they make good, but they knocked it out of the park with Incredibles 2. But my most surprising film would be Overlord. Okay. I thought that movie was going to be dumb as fuck.
It did look kind of fun, though. It wasn't like when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, well, I know what this is trying to do. So even if it's bad, it might be entertaining.
So
I didn't think I'd hate it.
Alpha and Overlord were almost the exact same things for me in that Alpha looked worse than Overlord in the trailers. But I didn't like Alpha as much as I liked Overlord.
Okay.
So that's why but both were very close in that it was a toss up between the two for me.
So if you were graphing this on a horizontal plane, like Alpha would be farther to the left.
Yeah.
But not as far to the right. So they would be close as far as
how surprised I was.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Actually, I guess the amount of surprise is actually very close. It's just the amount of enjoyment.
My most disappointing film?
Most disappointing film.
Welcome to Marwin.
Most disappointing.
Welcome to Marwin in a landslide because it looked good to me. I'm a Zemeckis fan. I'm a Steve Carell fan.
Yep.
Had an interesting premise, I thought. Looked like there'd be some neat special effects and shit. It's just a complete waste of time.
Right.
It's fucking horrible. People, listen to me.
Don't see it.
Or if you do, make sure you tell me that I should have listened to you because it is fucking terrible. Don't ever tell me you liked it, please.
He needs affirmation.
Right. It's terrible. But yeah, what's your most disappointing?
So my nominees for most disappointing film were Deadpool 2, Bad Times at the El Royale, and Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh, yeah, because you really thought Bad Times was going to be great.
I thought it was going to be awesome, and it ended up just being okay.
Yeah.
Same thing with Deadpool 2. I thought, based on the first one, I was like, this is going to fucking rule. And I actually thought it was kind of bad. So that's my most disappointing. Bad Times at least came away with a positive review from me.
Right. It didn't get panned by,
And Ant-Man and Wasp, it was such a toss-up between that and Deadpool 2 for me.
Really?
Because Ant-Man and Wasp is such a
knew
nothing.
It was going to be bad though, or wasn't going to be very good.
Because my hopes weren't as high.
Okay.
But I feel like it was more like I feel like Deadpool 2 does more things a little better, but my hopes were so much higher for Deadpool 2 than they were for Ant-Man and Wasp.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Film that understands its genre / franchise.
Jesus Christ.
The least. Let's do that again. Franchise that understands its genre. Franchise.
Film that understands its genre or franchise the least.
Take 3.
Yeah. All right.
No. Yeah. What are your what's that?
This one is pretty easy. Predator.
Right.
It doesn't get what the Predator is.
Right.
It's just it's awful.
Yeah. This was my nominees were The Nun, The Crimes of Grindelwald, and The Predator. And I feel like there's at least some sort of understanding on both of the other two's part of their genre. There's a little bit there. They don't understand really what makes it work, but they understand the conventions of it.
Right.
This doesn't understand, the Predator doesn't understand.
All it thinks is, Predator's this cool monster. And that's it.
And it doesn't understand, like, part of, like, okay, Predator 1. We see the Predator bleed in that movie early on. And it has to, like, heal itself or whatever. This, like, the Predator's like this just unstoppable, like, killing machine. And what it does is, like, when you have something that can be killed as a monster, it creates tension in the scene because you know that there's a chance your hero can succeed.
Yes. If
you don't have that, some tension, whether you know it or not, is lost. And this movie didn't have any of that.
Yeah. My first thought was, like, decent slasher movies.
Right.
Like, you do need to introduce a weakness at some point.
Yeah.
This one, when did it?
It didn't have one.
No.
It was just unstoppable, and then it was killed by a more unstoppable version of itself that has bulletproof.
It is funny, like the Predator, the original, is a slasher movie that's got action scenes and big badass, like, instead of like the girl running around in the forest.
Yes.
It's basically got the convention, like they're all scared shitless of the thing.
The way I've been thinking about it is like, it's almost like, because I recently rewatched The Predator.
Okay.
And it's almost like this, like, refuting of like the badass, like, male hero guy.
Right.
Because they all just get eviscerated by this thing. And there's nothing any of them can do.
It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
How big and, they're all like Gears of War type. Yeah, giant fuckers.
Look at that for inspiration, Gears of War directors.
That's true.
What are we on now? Film that doesn't understand what it's doing at all.
I also put Welcome to Marwan for this one.
Okay.
Because it's trying to be sad and it's not, and it's trying to be funny and it's not,
right?
And it's trying to have like tense action scenes. There's nothing tense in it. It's trying to be a movie about addiction, but it really isn't that.
Right.
It's just a disaster. Me talking about this so much makes me feel like it needs to leap above other movies on my worst of the year list. It's that bad.
My nominees for this were The Predator,
okay,
Venom, Jurassic World 2, Happy Time Murders, The Nun, Pacific Rim 2, A Wrinkle in Time.
Jesus, how many?
I hated a lot of movies this year.
I feel like a lot of those
and
movies,
Mortal Engines.
They know what they're... Okay, that one I can actually agree deserves to be on there.
It does.
But some of the ones you just named, though, I feel like they do understand what they're doing. They're just idiots, and they shouldn't have done it.
Well, and they don't understand how to do that in a good way,
I suppose.
So, but you're right. That list has varying degrees of understanding what they're doing. Like we said, The Nun has like some understanding of its genre. It's just a shitty understanding of it.
Yep.
But for me, the two standouts on that list are actually I have three: Venom, Happy Time Murders, or Mortal Engines.
Okay.
Because Mortal Engines, you get to the end of that movie and you're like, how could you guys not know that this was just this giant Star Wars ripoff and everybody was going to notice it? Like that's a level of like what are you like? I can't comprehend that as somebody who wants to tell stories.
Well, and there's certain things in it where as it's going, you're just like, well, why did you do it that? Like,
Yes,
like
agreed.
that fucking locket thing.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the movie but I knew it was bad.
I think Happy Time Murders might be the one that doesn't understand what it's doing the most.
Oh, but it does though. We're just going to make a movie filled with fart jokes.
But it doesn't understand why that doesn't work.
Yeah, but it still knows what it's doing. There is a target audience.
Okay, this is almost like a breakdown of like understanding of what the topic means. The way that I take it is it doesn't understand why what it's doing doesn't work.
Okay. Well, I would say it does work.
Does it work?
For idiots who like that sort of thing.
I don't think it worked for anybody.
It probably did. There's somebody laughing their ass off.
I bet you there are like
with a bucket of chicken legs.
I bet you there are 13-year-olds who like, Family Guy is still funny, and like they probably hate it.
That's probably true.
There's nothing quotable in this.
No, that's true.
So I guess I'm going to go with Happy Time Murders because fuck that movie.
All right.
Let's do some positive things, though.
Okay.
Film that most revitalized a genre.
For me, and this is for me,
Okay.
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Ah.
Every so often, an action movie comes out that I'm actually like super drawn into.
Right.
Mad Max would have been the last one, although I guess like Upgrade is really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's not the same kind of like epic scale action that Mission Impossible is.
Right.
I mean, this is your new version of like what the old 90s, action movies were. And now this one just kicked it up to a whole other level. So that would be my choice for revitalization.
Right.
And then, of course, the Spider-Man movie as far as like cartoon animation.
Yeah, I was going to say, like I said, I just did a bunch of nominees for every single one. So I did The Ballad of Buster Scruggs for the Western. I did Overlord for B sci-fi schlock movie.
Okay. Yep.
I also did B.
Upgrade should be that
Upgrade.
too. Though.
Upgrade is also that. So that was a tough battle. I couldn't not nominate both.
Did you? What did you like better, Upgrade or the Overlord movie?
I liked Overlord more.
Okay.
I think Upgrade has amazing action scenes, but there aren't enough, and the story isn't as good as Overlord.
I think the story was better in Upgrade.
Okay, let me say this. The story might be better. I feel like the execution of it in Overlord with the characters. I feel like the characters were better, and there were more characters.
You had more of them, for sure.
Yeah. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse for cartoons, because I have never seen anything like that.
Yeah, that was great.
Annihilation for cerebral sci-fi, which almost doesn't even exist outside of like Blade Runner 2049. So it's almost
Ex Machina.
Yeah, and Ex Machina.
Yeah. Under the Skin with Scarlett
Oh, I didn't
Johansson.
see Under the Skin. I hear she's nude in there.
You see a nipple. I
See
think.
a Mandy for dark fantasy / revenge.
Yeah, I liked that one.
Yeah. And A Star is Born for sort of like the the rise and rock star bullshit. Yeah.
Sure.
So I guess for me, the biggest one that it revitalized was animation. So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because all these CGI animated movies feel the same now. They all look like they could be basically done by the same
It's kind of true.
So at least it's something different. And it's like, look at all the ratings for all these animated properties. They're all PG or G. That was a PG-13 animated movie.
And it was good. Yes.
So it did new things. So yeah,
I agree. It was great.
Best original concept film.
Hereditary.
That is one of my nominees, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, just as far as not being from not being an IP.
Yeah.
That was the best one.
For me, it was, I looked at this category as like maybe what had the best concept overall.
Okay.
Maybe not the best film, but maybe the best concept for the film. So my nominations were Upgrade, The Endless, A Quiet Place, Hereditary, Mandy, Hotel Artemis, Sorry to Bother You, and Overlord.
Jesus.
Yeah. There were a lot of really good indie movies. So I hate hearing people say like, "Oh, all Hollywood does is sequels."
No, I hate that's crap.
No, go see these movies and maybe,
you'll change your mind.
Yeah.
Don't just see the next big thing.
Yeah,
Right.
Because all of these were good to varying degrees. But I think maybe the best concept was probably The Endless.
Yeah, that was a great concept.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. Although that's not an original concept because it's a sequel, technically.
Oh, you might have got me on a technicality because I forgot about that other movie. It is a sequel. Yeah, it's the loosest of sequels, but yes. You know what? You got me on a technicality, so now I have to pick another one.
It's not, the concept isn't new because the concept was introduced in one of their previous movies.
Yes. Oh, shit. So
was that your winner?
That was my winner, yeah.
Ooh.
I thought it was the best concept, yeah. I really love the concept of A Quiet Place. It's so simple, yet it's so rife.
It is a great concept.
So rife for storytelling. And Mandy was so I think it might be Sorry to Bother You, though.
Okay.
Because the way that ends, the way that takes a turn.
Fucking bizarre.
It's so fucking weird that it's kind of fucking awesome.
It is. It is awesome.
So I think that might be... Overlord is a little like, it's a good concept, but it's executed like really well.
Right.
Mandy is the same thing. Hereditary is the same thing. But yeah, I think Sorry to Bother You just edges out those.
All right.
And best IP based film.
So yeah, the intellectual property movie of the year for me was Paddington 2.
One of my nominees.
And yeah, it's based on children's books.
Yeah.
I guess I could put Mission Impossible because it's kind of it's an IP.
It is. It is.
But this one, I mean, Mission Impossible, I feel like we've gone through the motion so many times now. It's not, they've got the formula down completely. Right. This one to me was the best one.
My nominees were Annihilation, Infinity War, Black Panther, Mission Impossible Fallout, Paddington 2, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
And what one?
I'm going to go with Infinity War.
See, I'm surprised you didn't go Spider-Man here.
I almost did.
Because of the creative way that they did it.
I almost did. But that's tough. It really is.
Yeah, I was blown away, and I'm not even like I don't know anything about any of these like secondary Spider-Man characters or anything, but I just thought it was neat the way that they used, you can tell that they drew from the property to really make something special. So
you're right. I mean, it is like watching a comic book on screen, but the exact same thing can be said about Infinity War.
Yeah, it was good.
So, I guess it's a coin flip for me. As far as IP, because they were like A movies. So,
yeah.
But I think that's the end of our awards that are random.
We'll come up with fun categories next year, too.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning in. As always, rate us on iTunes and subscribe to our show and tell your friends about us.
Yes, do all those things.